Hi guys, welcome to Yoga with Plow. It's a day 6 for our beginner series. We'll be working on a warm-up exercise called Salutation B and also do some deep stretch poses. If you have the blocks, it would be helpful, but if you don't have, don't sweat over it. We'll start from come into a child's pose, feet together, knees apart. Sending your hips to the heels. Walk your fingertips forward, forehead down. And start to breathe through your back body as you inhale, expand your ribs to the sides, shoulder blades up. And exhale, descend down. Inhale, get big. Exhale, get small. And roll up onto your hands and knees. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Root down through your knuckles, fingertips, thumbs and index fingers, knees. Inhale, arch the spine, look forward and up. Exhale, tailbone down, round the back, look at your navel. Cat pose and cow pose. Inhale to a cow pose. And exhale, cat. Next exhale, come back to neutral spine. Draw your lower belly in and up. Straight your right leg back. Straight your left leg back. Come into a plank. Shoulders above your wrists. If you need to rest, bring one knee down. So your tailbone reach towards the heels. Shoulders back and down, chest forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Push your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Keep your knees bent. Inhale, send your heels back, send your chest forward. Lift your thighs to a plank. And notice if your hips hanging down, press the floor with your feet and hands and keep your shoulders, hips and heels in line. Exhale, bend your knees, hips up, downward dog. One more breath here. And exhale. Inhale, roll forward one last time into a plank. And exhale, hips high. From here, start to walk your feet to your hands, 10 steps. Nice and slow. And keep your feet hips distance apart. Let's grab the opposite elbows. And check your hips, head, shoulders. And release your hands, soften your knees. Roll up, let your head come last. And from here we'll do a warm-up exercise called Salutation B. You can start with your feet hips distance apart or big toes together and have your heels about 2 inches apart. Join your palms in prayer. Press your feet down on all 4 corners. Lift your kneecaps and thighs. Allow your tailbone to relax down towards your heels. Lift your belly in and up. Lift the chest. Shoulder blades down. Reach the crown of the head to the ceiling. From here, bend your knees into a chair pose. Shift the weight towards your heel. Lift the belly and heart. And exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. And exhale, press the palms down. Step back into a plank position. We do a push down here. Just bring your knees down first. Squeeze your outer elbows in as you exhale. Send your chest forward. Touch down your hips. Press your hands and feet. Lift your chest forward and up into a cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Sending your hips high to the sky. From here, look between your hands. Step your right leg forward, inside of the hand. Use your hand to help. Bring your left knee down to the floor, left toes pointing 45 degrees forward. Keep your legs strong, engage your core, rise up into a warrior one. So warrior one, you want your hips to square to the front of the mat. Press strongly to your outer back foot and strongly on your front heel. Just exhale, bring your hands down on the floor. Lift your back heel up, keep your shoulders above your wrists, and step back into a plank. We'll come down again. Chaturanga, chest forward. Inhale to a back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. And left leg forward, shift the weight forward, look forward. Step the foot forward. Back heel down. Strong legs, rise up into a warrior one. Press the back heel and send your right hip forward. Press the front heel and draw your left hip back. Exhale, hands down. Back heel up, step back into a plank with your knees up or down. Chaturanga, bend the elbows, exhale. Inhale, back bend, cobra. Downward facing dog. And we stay here a couple breaths. Send your inner thighs back. Lift your kneecaps and thighs. Look between your hands, walk forward. Come up halfway. As you exhale, fold. Bend your knees to a chair pose. Hands can be at the heart or reach your arms next to the ear. And exhale, stand up, hands and pray. So that was one round of Sun Salutation B. We'll do one more round, but we'll move faster this time. So take a deep inhale, bend your knees to a chair pose. And exhale, straighten your legs and fold. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, hands down, step back into a plank. One more inhale here. And exhale, push down, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left heel down. Once your hands leave the floor, rise up, inhale. Take one more breath in. And exhale, hands down. Step back into a plank, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows, Chaturanga. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Look forward, left leg forward, back heel down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale here. One more breath in. Exhale, hands down. Back heel up, step back, inhale to a plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale to a Cobra. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Look between your hands, walk forward. Come up halfway, inhale. Fold as you exhale. Bend your knees to a chair pose. And exhale, stand up, hands in prayer. Release your hands, keep your eyes closed. Just feel the body. Feel the breath. Blink your eyes open. Next one we do a standing balance pose, a tree pose. So you bring your right knee out to the side and do so in a fashion that your hip point still points forwards. So your right knee might not go all the way 90 degrees. That's okay. The heel to your ankle, you can use your toes to help the balance, or below your knee or above the knee. Now squeeze your hips together and bring your hands in prayer. Spread your left toes and press the ball and your inner left heel down. From your outer left hip in. And keep the soft gaze. That will help the stability. And release. Bring your left knee out from your right hip in. Squeeze your hips. And pull your lower belly in. You can lift your sternum to your thumbs. From here, I'll come to the front of the mat again. And you have your feet a mat apart, toes turning out. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees and sit low in a squat. If your heels are up, you can slide a blanket, roll of blankets under your heels, or bring your feet slightly wider. So you might be able to reach your heels back down. You can also sit on the blocks. And from here, press the palms down, lift your hips up. Turn your heels out so that your outer feet are parallel. And then step your left leg back. And have your left knee down on the floor. So you want your front heel to be in line with the hands. So scoop your foot forward. Push your hips forward. This pose is called lizard pose. And if you want to get deeper into the stretch, you can have blocks inside of the right heel and then have your elbows down. So you want to push your hips forward with the lengthening of your chest. Instead of rounding the shoulders and keep your hips back, you want to keep your hips forward and shoulders back. And of course, if this is too much, just stay on your hands. And this pose is great for opening your left hip flexor, the quads. Also, if you press your inner right foot down and keep your right toes forward and squeeze your right knee into your center line, you'll be working on your inner right hip as well. And then firm your legs, push your hips up. So just step back on your hands and knees. And switch the side, left foot forward, in line with the hands or your elbows. If you start from your back knee being close to your front foot, then you later on can move your back knee back so that your left knee is still right on top of your left heel. And relax the shoulders. From here, come up on your hands, firm your legs, and step back onto your hands and knees. And next one, we move the block or the pillow towards the middle of the mat. We might use it later. So you're going to step your right knee forward to the right hand and bring your foot to the left hip. And you can use the block to support your right hip. You like to go deeper, you can walk your left knee back. Or you can walk your right foot forward without open your left hip. So you want to close the left hip. You can take a peek at your back foot. You want your outer hip, outer knee, and your pinky toes one line straight back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, you can walk your hands forward or bring your elbows down on the floor or on the block. And keep both hips leveled. Again, we draw our shoulders back and lengthen the chest. Pigeon pose. If I have to choose 2 poses per day, the lizard pose, the one that we just did before this pose, and pigeon pose, there will be my first 2 choices, because it's open up your glutes, your hamstrings, your hips flexor, and your stomach muscles. It's really good for your hips and your pelvis. And from here, walk your hands back, lift the chest, tuck the back toes, and now push back, swing your leg back, hands and knees, and we'll switch the side, left knee to your left hand, and bring your foot to the right hip. Again, you can support your left hip. Take the peak at your back foot, outer hip, outer knee, pinky one line. Send your right hip forward. So close your right hip here. You can also walk your left foot forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, walk your hands forward. The tailbone is going back and down, so you still have that core engagement on your lower belly. Walk your hands back. And exhale, release. Press the palms, bring your legs back. Walk your hands back as you sit on your heels. Close your eyes. Feel the body. From here, we'll lean to one side and swing your legs forward. Feet together, hands next to your hips. Press your thighs and heels down. Try to sit tall, stack your shoulders above your hips. If you sit like this, you can have a block. You can sit on the block. Just so that you can sit taller. So you can stay here, shoulders above your hips. Or if you like to go fold forward, go ahead. Walk your hands forward, lift the heart. Inhale, shoulders back. And exhale. Lengthen your chest and ribs forward. So lead with your heart instead of your head. It's nice to keep the spine nice and long from the base to the top. So your neck is a part of your spine. And keep all 4 sides of the neck nice and long. Inhale, walk your hands back. And exhale, take the block out if you sit on the block. We'll lie down on our back. Bend your knees, feet on the floor. And first one, hug your knees to your chest. And start to draw your lower belly down towards the spine, towards the floor. Squeeze your legs together and straight your legs up, heels above your hips. If you can't straight your legs, of course, keep your legs bent, but squeeze your thighs together. L-shaped legs. Next, we move the legs close to your head. If possible, keep your legs straight. You can hold your calves or ankles. Lengthen your tailbone forward and down. Press your shoulders down. You can stay here, or if you're ready for the plow pose, you bring your hands behind your thigh. Use your exhale, rock back. Inhale forward, exhale back. A couple more times. You can roll the spine. And exhale, maybe your feet go back behind the head and your hips come up. And you bring your hands, walk your elbows together, bring your hands on your back. This is called plow pose. Hips above shoulders. Working towards straight leg. If not, keep your legs bent, totally fine. If your toes are not on the floor, you can just bend your knees and have your feet above your knees. Your knees go to the forehead. Bring your hands on the back, keep them there. And we are on our neck. So the safest way is to keep your head straight up. No turning on your head. You cannot lift the hips. Keep pulling your legs to the head with the back on the floor. They are the same pose. And coming out of the pose, you can bring your hands on the floor, use them as a break. Squeeze your thighs together and roll down slowly, nice and controlled. Once you're down, bring your feet on the floor. We'll come into a butterfly legs, the sole of the feet together, knees out. You can have block to support your thighs. And bring one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Go back to your breath and movement in the body. As you inhale, belly rise, chest rise. And exhale, chest down, belly down. Inhale, rise, exhale, fall. Blink your eyes open. Keep your right leg there, just lift your left knee up. And just bring your left knee on top of the right knee. As you reach your arms out, in a T. You can move your knees now as high as your hips. Spinal twist. Switch the side. Bring your legs back to center. And now bring your knees to the left. Anchor the right shoulder down. And back to center. A corpse pose, Shavasana. Feet are mat apart, arms 45 degrees away from the body, palms up. We'll relax here 3 to 5 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this beginner series. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.